Happy Friday. Well, it's Friday for me when I'm filming this. Just got back from Home Depot. That's what all that stuff is back there. I got some boards for repairing a shelf. I got a light. I got a bunch of little things, just itty bitty things like S-hooks. And so I moved my studio, and I was really crabby when I was doing it. But it's just, I had a little bit of time to get it done. And things were kind of messy, and there was a lot of chaos, and I was in the middle of painting a bunch of babies, and I just knew that if I didn't do it then, I was going to put it off, and I probably wasn't going to get it done, or it was going to be a really long time before I got it done. And nothing about it is pretty. I let you peek in at my studio when it's just horrific. Since Christmas, I have not organized and cleaned and tidied up. It's just been kind of a jumble. It's just, I've been so busy. And so, I thought, well, I can get this all tidied up and do a before and a beautiful after. And I said, no. We're all friends here. You know how it is when you're working. Things are messy. So you get to see they're messy. Today, my studio looks awfully awesome. And I'm loving every bit of it. It's messy right now because I am working. I did film it as I was going to the end, but things still weren't all the way put away and repaired. And so I have all the stuff to finish up. But I am already working in there, and I'm loving it. So let me start from the beginning. So I used to have a studio away from my house, and I had a retail storefront, and I had a big studio in the back. And before that, I had a studio in an armory where a lot of artists have studios. And then before that, I rented a studio, and I was really lucky to be able to have those really big spaces. Something that I learned from that is, although I really loved having a space away from home so I didn't get caught up in home stuff, and I loved having a space that was just mine that I could kind of escape to, there were things that weren't great about it. One was the cost. I was basically paying rent, an extra payment every month that wasn't cheap. The second thing was maintenance. There was a lot of maintenance that goes into that. Third, I had to travel, which meant I had to schedule time to go to work. Now I can go to work any time of day or night that I want. But that means I'm taking up precious real estate. I have a very, very small house. I think I've mentioned before that I did build a studio out in the back of my house, but it is now my son's music studio, so I no longer have that space. So we had our garage finished out, and we divided it up 1/3 for the laundry area and keeping garage type stuff, and then 2/3 for me. It's a lot smaller than what I'm used to, but it served me well. I mean, you know, it was a little nest. It's kind of cramped, but it was cuddly and it was nice. The problem was there was a teeny weeny little window. Because of building codes and stuff, we could only put in this small window. Lately, I've been feeling like working under that light, primarily painting the way I'm doing right now, I'm not doing my best. And I one day just got so frustrated, and I was trying to think of some solutions. Should we put up a solar tube in the ceiling to bring down some light? Should we just, you know, take our chances and put in a window without a permit, a big window, and risk maybe some structural damage to our house, which is not a good idea. Bigger lights, better lights, all, you know, just trying to go through the whole thing. And we have a sunroom built on the back of our house. It's all glass, which means in the winter it's freezing cold. In spring and fall, it's quite pleasant. It's lovely. You've got all this natural light. It's nice to be out there. And we have divided that sunroom in half. So half of it is has a big sofa and our piano, and the other half is like a guest bedroom. And thinking, geez, you know, too bad I can't move out there, move my studio out there. And I thought about it, and I thought, why don't I just do that? That's silly. I can just do that. It has a wall and a door. Nobody would see my stuff. It could work. I don't like being inside the house to work, but it's not like really being inside the house. It's not like I'm using a bedroom or the kitchen, you know, or the dining room or that. And I woke up last weekend and said, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And I kept going back and forth the whole day. And then finally I said, yep, that's what I'm gonna do. So I kind of announced it middle of the day. I just went to town and took everything out of that guest room, and then kind of cleaned that up a little bit, painted a wall, kind of tidied up the windows, removed the dog door from the big slider because I do not want the dog coming in there at all. The dog is never in that room. It's got its own door. But now that I'm out there more, I don't want him to accidentally get I took out the dog door, so he's not going to be able to have free access with that door anymore. And it's okay, we mostly kept it shut anyway because it was so cold that keeping that flap open was letting in too much cold air. Yeah, so I did all that and just kind of moved everything out and kind of shoved it over to the side, and then went and tackled this studio, and it was just overwhelming to me. I was just like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? This is too much. I'm never going to be able to get this done. I just persevered and I just powered through. I was not feeling it. I was thinking, I've made a mistake. I've made a mistake. Today I got up at about 5 o'clock. It was still dark outside. And I sat there and I turned on the lights and I made myself some tea and I did my emails and I sorted through a box full of things. When the sun came up, I had this gorgeous light in there and I started painting, and I will tell you, I am loving it. I don't know if, my work is going to improve or if anybody else will notice a difference. I hope that will happen. And it's okay if it doesn't, but it feels so nice. I don't feel like I'm in like a dark little closet painting away under this light. I feel like I'm more a part of the world. Does that sound weird? I think that kind of sounds silly, and I don't mean to be overly dramatic, but that's kind of how it is, I don't know, it just feels nice. It's starting to feel really good, and I'm really glad that I did it. I'm really glad. I tend to do that with projects. I'll like get all excited, and I'll rush in, and then the whole time I'll be thinking, oh no, this isn't gonna work. Oh no, I've made a mistake. And I'm like trying to solve problems as I go, and then when I hit the finish line, I'm like, woohoo! I feel like I just ran a marathon, and I'm pretty proud of myself. So that's how I feel. All of the stuff from the guest room is still piled up on the other side because we're going to actually be moving 2 more bedrooms. It's a long story. We're just moving things around. It makes you feel like, it makes me feel like, I don't know, like good changes, like fresh starts, like it's fun. It's fun, and I probably do it more than most people, but I don't care. I like it. I've lived in the same house for so long. This feels good every once in a while to change things up a little bit. The menfolk in my family are creatures of habit. They don't like change. They're not a fan of it, but after it's done, they really love it. So anyway, so we still have more moving to do, but the studio's up and I am working and I am so happy. So yeah, so that's what I did, and I'm so excited, and I can't wait to show you.